think? Very nice. It smells like paint in here. Excuse me, sir, you? What do you think of the school so far?
A lot of glass, a lot of tiny people. Oh, there's some basketball courts. Got some little Christmas trees or something down there. Some nice marinade.
We just need to stop and look at.
This is what happens on the west side of
the Okay, you guys are in Mr. Monano's.
Okay. They wanted a space that was a little bit like a Google space where you could hang out and have some kind of informal meets, presentations, and so that's what the gallery is for. And the space you're in right now is called the Loft. If you'll notice, around the perimeter, there are books. However, this is not the library. The idea is that we are designing this space for kids to come in and use with teachers or in small groups. You'll see there's some small little spaces over here, small spaces here for kids to push into as they want to work on projects together. They'll do that during the class, sometimes even lunchtime, so they can come in. It's pretty wide open. No one signs up for this space. They just show up. So far it's been worked out really well. So the idea is we want the space to be flexible. You'll notice this is probably the most I ever have hanging on the wall at any time. It's whatever we're working on. If there's something that's needed, a poster that helps with whatever they're doing, it'll go up on the wall. As soon as we're done, it comes down. And so along the wall over there, you'll see there's lots of tools designed to tear stuff apart, build stuff. Some of these tables you'll start looking at, you'll see drill holes in them and all sorts of stuff, which is fine because that's what they're intended. Once these get destroyed, we just swap the tops out. You'll see in the back there are power tools, and then in the yellow bins back there, there are all sorts of assorted parts that you guys are all going to be able to use today wherever you want to. There are tools in the tool chest. There's other supplies around. Actually, the first idea was from quite a long time ago when we went to a design meeting at the district office on designing the new K-8 that was going to be out here. And at the time, it was a bunch of people across the district came together, and what was hammered out that night, and there's actually 2 nights we were doing it, it looked very traditional. So I was not excited. The great thing is that the architects were there and they were listening to what we were saying and talking about using spaces differently. And so they went away and came back with a plan many months later. I believe our superintendent, John Collins, said to them, that's nice, but that's nowhere near far enough. And so they came back with this new idea. And we weren't even sure about what it was going to finally look like until the following year that we finally see some plans for it. And at that point in time, I hadn't even thought about applying. So we were just building a school.
What's your first impression of these people? You're wrong about one of them. What? What is that?
I'd like the brainstorming to happen on the whiteboard. Mr. Downs, we have awesome. This whole wall is a whiteboard, yeah. So we have plenty of room. And what we want to get an idea is what everybody wants to create, and then based on what you guys want to create, then we'll send you where to the best place to make those things happen. Okay, so you may go into the Maker Lab. Some of you have instruments, and you may be going down to the music room. Really, where you go, it's not so much up to me as it is up to you.
Wow, so we're allowed to use that?
Would you send your kids here?
Yeah, I would love to send my kids here. Yeah, definitely. Actually, one of the reasons that I've actually considered coming here as a teacher is because if I did, then I'd be able to send my kids here. Yeah, definitely. It's still, it's tough. It's tough for me. It's tough for me to not actually want to just come here because I'd love to have my kids here.
What I like about Design 39, like the best part is mostly we have a lot of more, I think, freedom to choose what we get to learn, and also, not learn, but like create to show our learning. And also, the way we learn is actually, it's fun, and yeah, it's just entertaining to learn.
David, you want to maybe explain what this is a little bit?
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to take this car apart so we can use the gears, right? We're making like this conveyor belt thing where someone goes inside the cave and then they come back out, and it's like this conveyor belt that we made from scratch, and we're trying to find a way to turn it easier, so I'll see if I can use the gears inside this thing to make like a lever maybe. Great.
Here, what's your name?
My name's Hannah, this is Naya.
How old are you guys?
I'm 5, she's 5 too.
What grade are you in?
Kindergarten,
And what's your favorite part about this school?
we get to play and stuff, and sometimes we get to ride. Oh, we have to go run now. Bye.
Alright, bye. Thank you.
So if you look at the shadow one way, it looks like a lightning bolt, but when you look at the object,
Zeus's lightning
it's
bolt.
kind of different. And then if you look at it another way, it's a trend, but the actual object is much different than the shadow you see.
Okay, well this is also kind of along the lines of being in the cave, and so we made a representation of all the puppets that are up hanging, and these are the prisoners, and they're seeing just what's being projected. And then we have our little enlightenment, and do you want to the enlightenment?
Oh, this is the guy who was basically showing the shadows, or showing the puppets that the prisoners would see as shadows.
So for ours, we just made like a physical representation of the cave, and then inside there's like the prisoners, and there's also the things hanging down that form the shadows. And then like out here is like the rest of life, so there's like trees, and then the sun is obviously the enlightenment and coming out of the cave. And the most difficult part was like figuring out how we could make it like cave shaped, so rounded but still support itself. So we had to use the wire, and we had to use screws from the backside.
So we went off of Elisa's original idea of a conveyor belt spinning in and out of the cave, but it didn't really work. So we created several different caves to show that even if you come out of a certain cave, you never know if you're in another cave. And inside we have some chained prisoners, if you look inside.
Yeah, it's from above.
See, like, there's this cave, but is this a cave?
Yeah.
We were gonna make the functioning conveyor belt, but we didn't have the parts, so as of now, it's manual.
So for our project, we kind of focused on the kind of the perspective aspect of it. So you have one perspective of being in the cave, and then if you flip it the other way, though, you have, you know, a whole nother world just by changing your perspective.
The things from the stranger here that
And then Kalia made a nice puppet out of random objects.
So what we have here is a perspective sculpture. See, probably from your point of view, it looks like a couple pieces of junk hanging from a little table.
See, but we figure that the algorithm of the cave is all about how you look at things. You know, if you look at, oh, there's always the next step out of the cave, it's a whole new perspective. And if you come look at it over here, it says Play-Doh. They spell out Play-Doh. Because we, yeah.
Well, okay.
Tatiana and I were originally gonna like work on something, but I was really excited to do music, and that's one of the main reasons I came today. And I'm not as much of a physical learner, so we had this like all written out, and then I erased it because I wasn't thinking that we'd be presenting. So, and we're not done because working on harmonies took a lot of our time.
Yeah, we had to like figure out how to like match our voices together instead of doing like what it was originally sung in the. Oh yeah, our song is At Last I See the Light from Tangled. And we're trying to figure out a way so that she could be able to sing the guy's part and I'd be able to sing the girl's part, except so that it wouldn't be too low for her and not too high for me. So that took like our entire time. We finally came up with something, came up with like different ones.
Yeah. Like listening to other songs that have harmonies and trying to find those notes and use that harmony to apply to this. That kind of made fun of me because I drew the piano because I like
It just helps her.
how far apart the notes are for.
Yeah, there's like this piano.
Oh no, now favorite. Oh my goodness. I like the color pink. Like, it's okay. One way, she's like right up one way.
We need to yell it.
We need to drink some color.
Sarah, get out of the way.
No.